Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Pinterest changes, Pinterest updates, idea pins are dead. Oh my. How can we keep up with all of this madness? That's all I'm calling it. So, hey everyone, let's talk Pinterest. I'm Natalie Bardo, your Pinterest coach, and I'm here with Kayla from Writing from Nowhere. She is like my Pinterest marketing bestie. We talk about all the things. So, I figured this would be a great chance to just open up that general conversation that we always have with everyone. So how's it going, Kayla?
Good. Thanks for inviting me on again. You're right. This is like taking our Facebook chat and just making it public so that we can just talk about it with everybody else. And yeah, get everyone's thoughts on all the big changes because Pinterest casually dropped some enormous bombshells in the last.
Casually. Hey, it's Thursday. P.S.
I
Ideas
think
are dead.
product update that did not warn us for what was inside.
Yeah. Also, like better headlines. Like I want to bring up that news article because that was a textbook example of burying the lead.
Yeah, so we're talking about an update. If you haven't seen it, it's on the Pinterest business community, and they had a little update that said product update, feature update, FAQs, and inside that article was the bombshell that they are discontinuing idea pins. And oh, here it is. Oh, they actually have updated it since. This is updated from the original.
This is in the newsroom. This is the news announcement.
Okay.
So I'll bring up that other one in a second, the community one, because unless you're a member of those communities, you can't actually see that update, right?
It's public. Do you want me to get you the link?
Sure, if you have it on hand, I was just going to grab it from my video. But yeah, if you guys did not hear, this really fun news happened.
And I think it's worth saying that it's not shocking that Pinterest updates. If you are not prepared to update with a platform, then you are not committed to being on that platform. It's always good. There will always be changes. I can't even say it's how the internet works. It's just life. So people who are upset that there are changes, I think that that's missing the point. I was upset because Pinterest spent 3 years telling us that idea pins were the best way to grow, and then they just took them away in this weird, quiet, confusing announcement. Here it is. Yeah, Natalie.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating, a lot of frustrating, but it's almost like the thing that gets me is like, why did it take you almost 3 years to realize that you had made a major mistake? Because the rise of idea pins, literally, if somebody would make a chart or a graph showing how, as they pushed idea pins, how the amount of Pinterest users fell, as well as their stock price. So part of me thinks it's a little too late. As a company, like, is this going to fix it? Like, what do you think about that?
I think that users don't know about these changes. All users remember is that I used to like it and now I don't. And they aren't going to read these updates and they aren't going to be aware of the changes. All they're going to know is that they don't reach for that little P anymore on their phones. And I don't think user base back, but I do think it will help retain users because users weren't happy. If you want to read a really angry mob of hilarious comments, go on Pinterest's Facebook page and read the comments on any post.
I am going to open that up because I'm curious. So Kayla might be tripping out a little bit. It's just her internet. But yeah, how do you guys feel about this news? I know I've posted a few times asking, what are your thoughts? Do you feel as if, hey, you're back. Pinterest is not what it used to be? Are you happy that idea pins are dead? What do you think? And yeah, hate the new Pinterest. Give them what they want. Anyways, what's happening with the app? What is with your app?
So where do you see this, Natalie? Do you feel like Pinterest is going forward or do you think it's going backward?
Oh, does it have to go back to go forward? Ooh, spicy. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how they can go forward. I think they just need to be themselves. It's like the advice you would give any like teenager. Like, don't copy your friends or your frenemies, right? And like Pinterest's frenemies are Instagram and TikTok. Like, don't copy what your friends are doing, just be yourself. And I think like if we think to Instagram, remember how they were like, we're getting rid of photos. We're about videos now, right? And like that was like a mistake. That like nobody's on like, you know, so I think they just need to be themselves. You don't need to copy somebody else, you know? That's my opinion. That's the Pinterest I love.
I feel like we didn't watch, let's say in 2020, whenever TikTok exploded on the scene, we didn't watch a bunch of confident, well-established billion-dollar platforms evolve in a strategic way. We watched them panic as if they were like four teenagers who all like put on the same hat to look cool. They all went short form video. That's what they like. That's what people liked on TikTok. They could, yeah, the platform. I don't know. I think everyone realized the mistake of copying TikTok because LinkedIn also had a form of short form content and they did away with that in 2021 or 22. They went back way faster than Pinterest. Pinterest was so far down this rabbit hole of idea pins. They called it the start of a new Pinterest, the only way to grow on Pinterest, the best way to connect with your audience. They just went all in on the messaging that they had.
You as the creator.
Oh, yeah. They didn't even backpedal with this, though. Like, I kind of would have liked to have seen an apology. Like, Instagram apologized. They said, we're sorry, we heard you. Pinterest didn't show that they heard us. They just showed that they, in a way, I don't know. To me, I guess I would have liked a little more human connection. Like, we saw that from the CEO of Instagram, and I would have liked to have seen that from someone high up the Pinterest tree.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Love that. Okay, so let's get started with questions. And I would just ask, and especially since, like, as you know, I've been a little bit out of it. You know, I've, of course, still been on Pinterest, but I went traveling for 5 months. I'm back. So tell me, and I feel like my timing of coming back was perfect, right? Like nothing was happening. And then all of a sudden, Pinterest is like, bam, bam, bam. So catch us up on the updates. For anyone who has not been paying attention, what are the new Pinterest changes? What are the massive updates that we need to know?
Well, the biggest one is obviously idea pins going away, but I also want to highlight that this is all carousel form content. So this is also carousel pins, which, Natalie, you know, you were also a fan. Carousel pins performed well.
Yeah, I low-key use every type of pin possible. Or did. Like now they're only ads, right? Like you can only run carousel ads. And you can still make idea pin ads. Like it's ridiculous.
It's confusing. So that's obviously the biggest shift. But I think over the last few, I think low key behind the scenes, Pinterest is reacting to the AI surge. And I think that they are constantly tweaking the algorithm, but I think that they're becoming aware that like AI is making pins, publishing pins, optimizing them. AI is running entire accounts now. And I think that Pinterest is also reacting to that, albeit I don't know what those reactions are, but I don't think anyone should be surprised in, let's say, 6 months, whenever Pinterest is different than it used to be. And I think we can all draw on ChatGPT, all of its integrations and changes in all of our favorite platforms.
So any other thoughts on AI and Pinterest? This is what my next video is going to be about.
Yeah, there are platforms that claim to run accounts according to best practices and they don't break the rules and it's all AI, and I would never trust my account with that. I'm not saying that no one should. If they like, I'm not dumping on those platforms. I'm saying that Pinterest is so glitchy already with suspending accounts. And that's actually something you missed, Natalie, while you were traveling. There was an enormous wave of suspensions. Like my article on how to get your account unsuspended was spiking the highest it's ever spiked in, I think, 3 years. So we can assume there's been a 3-year peak. And Pinterest also reacted to a bombshell article that investigated how pedophiles use the app.
Oh, gosh.
Following that story.
I did not see that.
So as a quick recap, I don't remember who published the article, but
We don't need to get into that. I don't know
well,
if YouTube is like certain topics
oh,
I kind of avoid, just so.
okay. I won't talk about the article, but I will say that if you have content that involves kids, now the search bubbles are gone. They're trying to make it more difficult to find kid content because they don't want people finding pictures of little kids.
Makes sense.
The algorithm is not feeding that anymore.
Yeah, so it's rough if you're like in parenting, if you're like a mommy blogger, or using the app.
They're being directly affected by this. Yeah, search like kids activities for summer. There are not search bubbles following that anymore. And there used to be. Kids searches.
Is this also why they started asking people for their age?
Exactly why they ask people for their age. Yes, that was the big surge. If you haven't logged on to Pinterest lately, you will be asked to verify your age. It is not optional. They will not let you publish content anymore until you verify your age.
Also, just for the record, that is on desktop, because I did not see the bubble. Like, you'll see this. I took a screenshot. So you'll log in. You'll have to enter your birthday. Don't accidentally put the wrong year because you might get locked out. I've heard of that happening. Yes. So this prompt will pop up if you log in on desktop. Okay, so just add in your deets. Make sure you do.
Yeah, that's a great reminder for everyone. I have been absolutely bombarded with emails and comments from people who either entered the wrong birthday or they entered the right birthday. Like, all these retired women are like, I'm knitting patterns from Pinterest, and they said I'm too young. I'm 68. People are devastated. They lost their accounts that they've used for like 10 plus years.
So Jacqueline says, I just saw the age question on the app, but I was able to skip it on the app. But on
you will not be able to skip it forever
on desktop.
Yeah, they will force you to enter it. So at some point, X anymore to X out the age question. You can postpone it, but then you're going to open your app one day and it's not going to give you the option to skip. And you can't see anything until you enter it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great question, though.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Jacqueline. So we have a comment here. Pinterest used to be a need to have. Now it's just a maybe have. That's interesting.
Ooh, that is some spicy
commentary here.
I think you're right. For some users, yeah.
And are we talking about users or are we talking about creators? Because you know what? I'm inclined to agree if my Pinterest traffic wasn't up 200% from a year ago. So, like, I don't know what's happening, but recently, and it might be ever since like they decided to like kill the idea pin, but my traffic from Pinterest has doubled. It has overtaken Google, which hasn't happened Google's been number one for a while now. I'll bring up my Google Analytics and I'll show you guys in a bit. But yeah, I'm inclined to say that it is well alive.
I'd love to hear from Shek. Are you thinking like for creators, like that? Oh, creators. Okay. I actually think Nadalie's right. I think users are not growing like they used to with Pinterest. Pinterest stock is also quite down from what it was. But I think creators, it's still as ripe as ever, but it's not as clear how to grow. Like, it's not the same platform it was 5 years ago at all.
And how could it be? If we even just think about what's changed in 5 months, before I left for Latin America, AI was not a thing. And since I've come back, it is everywhere. So it's like, how can it not change? Everything is moving so quickly now, and we don't want to, ideally these platforms are going to evolve in a way that is to our betterment. And it's frustrating if you are unflexible and you want to just, do the same thing, but changes happen for every platform. Like, even if we just think about how do we optimize our content for Google search? How many times have we had to update old content? How many times have we had to like change how, what is the best practice for Google? So I think that's just the reality of it. As a creator, you have to evolve, or unfortunately, your business or your blog or your channel is going to die like the idea pin,
I suspect that maybe some creators can't thrive. I used to say any creator can thrive on Pinterest, and I suspect that now that is actually less true because I have left Pinterest. I think that with search,
let us know. Sorry, just let us know in the comments. What do you think about that? Can any creator thrive on Pinterest? Like, are you thriving on Pinterest? Are you seeing growth, or do you feel like you just have more questions than answers these days? Like, I really want to hear from you all. Like, if no matter where you're watching this, you're watching the replay, just leave a comment. Let us know. Genuinely curious about that. Awesome. Should we answer some questions? Also, yeah, if anyone has questions, just post them. If you're watching on Facebook, you can post them below in the comments, or if you're watching on YouTube, just post it right in the chat or leave a comment, and Kayla and I will be keeping an eye out, and we'll come back and answer your question. Oh yeah, this is also a really great comment from earlier. Idea pins changed the way I saw Pinterest in a confusing way. Suddenly it felt like TikTok. Girl, you've got some awesome lines here, Shek.
I know. I feel like we should invite Shek on to be the third.
I know. You need to come join us on the channel. Awesome. Okay. So one of the questions I actually received in on my Instagram was about followers. So I'll just type it here. How do I grow my followers? Thoughts, Kayla? That one's to you.
Oh yeah. So I've thought about this a lot. This is a question I get a lot from my clients. I'm a Pinterest manager. That's part of my role. And the best way, it's so lame, but I'm going to start with the elephant in the room is publish quality content for years.
What?
It's like anyone who starts on like Instagram and like tries really hard for 2 months and quits, they were never going to make it, because if that's how fast they were willing to quit. So I think followers always come with time. It's actually the metric I see grow very with the accounts that I manage. Right now I'm managing 7 accounts, and follower growth is extremely stagnant in the first 3 months, and then your pins are getting in front of your audience, and then that starts to come through. And there are accounts where I see that number grow very rapidly after 3 months, even if like things like outbound clicks are low, like people are saving and then following because they want more. Some niches just attract more saves than outbound clicks, like recipes or outfits. People want to find that stuff later. Wedding industry, that's a big one. So quality content is going to bring in followers, but I think a lot of people kind of interim, they're not setting their account up for success to the viewer. Like their name or their bio it's just not set up for Pinterest. It doesn't have keywords. It's like I see sometimes creators with like where they went to university, their bio, because maybe that was in their Instagram bio. Like it's
like, does somebody come to your account and do they want to hit follow? Like, I think that is like, as a whole, do they want to do they want more of this, or was that enough? And I would agree with you that follower count does consistently grow. I'm at like 75,000 followers at this point, and the question I had received on Instagram was about whether I would have a lesson in my course about gaining followers. But the beautiful thing is that if you just do everything else in the course, you will just get followers. You don't need a follower growth strategy if you are just creating content and checking all those other boxes, because I don't spend a minute thinking about how to get followers. But like I said, thankfully, because of consistently posting, I'm at 75,000 followers. It just happens. It's a pleasant byproduct of just being active, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking, I think everyone go follow Nadalie.
Oh no, I am sure if you like. But yeah, it just happens. Just happens,
And wait, since your account's pulled up, like, let's just take a minute. If I'm a brand new pinner, I'm coming to Natalie's account and I see her face. Hi. This is an individual. Look at that smile, look at that hair. And then I'm seeing a workbook. I'm understanding her content. She's offering me something for free on her cover. And then she has not only keywords, which is good for the algorithm and for optimization, but I'm also just seeing the things that I want to search for. I want SMART goals. I'm interested in printables and a goals workbook. I'm getting something for free. Then there's a claimed website. I know that this is an authentic website, like she owns it. These are things that build trust. And if you have a website that's not claimed, or you have a bio that's not filled out, or you aren't publishing content, like if this was everyone else's content, I can see that these are Natalie's. Like her fingerprint is over every design. It looks all unified. This is branding at work. And whenever that's missing, you go to an account and that's absent, you wonder, what is, like, do I even like this? Because they need to see you, your content, what you offer, to like it enough to follow. And that is missing for a lot of people.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So you check those boxes and you will grow your followers. So we had someone who said, throw more, hold on, let me just, sorry. Okay, so I saw some creators used to be able to grow followers within 6 months. Right now, it seems like you have to be a real pro with insider info to do that. I really and truly believe in what Kayla said. If you're just creating that consistent content, it's like any platform, like my YouTube channel. If I'm creating consistent content on Pinterest and you want more Pinterest info, you're going to follow me. So I would, encourage everyone to look at your account and be like, okay, am I being clear? Am I, signaling to the right people that they need to hit the follow button because I'm going to consistently deliver on what they need, right?
Yeah, and if I could shed some light on the process that goes into like me growing a client's followers, it starts with updating their account, making sure it's perfect, it's completely ready for the creator, like we just talked about, and then publishing content that looks similar, that is branded, because that builds trust. Whenever you see like Natalie's quote, you see a quote and then you click to a profile and you see more, you say, I liked that, and now I see that I'm getting more of it. So branding plays a part in that. And then optimization plays a part, because that's how people are seeing your content in the first place. It's kind of a big workflow that pushes towards ripple effect with followers.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So this is also a great question. If I have an account that has been sitting for over a year without me adding new pins, will that affect my traffic, or should I start a new account and start fresh? Do not start a new account. That is my one thing. Now, Kayla, you go.
Starting a new account will not be good for you, because you have to unclaim your website on your old account. So your website can never be claimed on 2 accounts, which means that you would lose all your old traffic anyway. So that is going to be and your traffic will go down whenever you start publishing. I see it 100% of the time with clients. I take over their accounts and there's a dip because there's a change in the strategy, and Pinterest needs to kind of figure out what your content is doing. But if you are wanting to grow your traffic, like let's say you're happy with your traffic the way it is, then maybe let it cruise. I mean, Pinterest, if you're getting good traffic that you're happy with, Pinterest is doing its job for you. It's bringing in passive traffic from old work, pins of years past. That's the sweet spot. But if you're wanting to grow and you're ready to commit to like a year strategy, like I wouldn't risk like throwing a stone in the pond if you were only going to try it out for 3 months. I would commit to a year publishing every day. And I plan out my content for the year at once. Like I have it all. Don't have a lot of pins right now. Under 10. Oh, under 10 pins. I would definitely start pinning then. That's
starting a new account is just unnecessary steps. Like there's no like real reason to do it, except I would even say that it might hurt you in the long run. Older accounts sometimes have an easier go at things. So,
absolutely.
Just start it again. Just, dust it off and keep going. So we had a comment here, throw more light on idea pin changes. So in case you missed that, idea pins are dead. They are no more. So what does that even mean? So I made a whole video about it, so I'll definitely link to that. But briefly, I'm going to bring up this article because I do think it lays it out pretty well, and we can go through it together. So the essential announcement is that the name idea pin is gone, right? So all your existing idea pins because they're still on your profile. They're not getting deleted. They're now just pins. Or can we say video pins if we want to be like super specific? Would you agree with that, Kayla?
Yeah. So if you look at the actual code, they shared this on the engineering blog. It's going from like underscore story pin to underscore video pin. They said that they are going to replace story pin because they were originally called story pins. They are going to do like a control F, find, replace that code across the platform. That's what Pinterest has said.
Yeah, so any of those, your existing idea pins. So for example, if I go over to my account here, this is still playing like an idea pin. It's because my account has not been hit by the update as yet. But once it does, this is just going to play like a video pin. So it won't have the multiple pages. It's just going to be one long video. So speaking of something just being one long video, when you are hit by the update and you're going to create a new pin, like I can still create idea pin here, but if you're creating multiple pages, you will be unable to upload those all together as a carousel style pin on desktop. Once the update hits your account, you can still upload multiple slides from mobile, and it will just sew it together as one long video. So if you're like, okay, I still want to create idea pin style pins, even though they're now just video pins, I want to have a pin where I can stitch together multiple videos and multiple images. You can still do that from mobile, but it's going to play as one video. Is that clear? Does that make sense? Right, Kayla?
Yeah, you nailed that.
So, and the bigger differences also are that you can add links, just like any pin. And another big change, and let me just bring up an account that has been hit by the update so you can see the difference. Another big change is that all of the fields for when you upload a video, when you upload an idea pin, whether that's adding topic tags or adding notes, those fields are now also available for all pins. I don't know why. Does anyone know why? But whatever. So if I come here, this is an account that has been updated. You'll see that there is no idea pin option here, but apparently you can create an ad, whatever. I don't know why. But if you create a new pin, so let me just create a random pin here, you'll see that even though this is just an image, and this can also be a video, but you'll see details is available for every type of pin now. And you can also add tags to every pin. And you can also schedule for 30 days.
Yeah. Finally. I was just going to ask because none of the accounts I manage have been updated. And It's been a thorn in my side that they only allow 22 weeks to schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess just to kind of draw some conclusions. So those are the technical changes, but video pins are not bad. Video pins rank in search. They can post. Natalie loves video pins.
Dude, have I not? I'm like the champion of the video pin.
Yeah, you were the only person keeping them
Remember
alive.
I literally tell you, I'm like, you gotta make video pins.
So video pins aren't bad. This isn't like idea pins are being demoted. They're going to be trash now. I honestly think that some accounts will see more distribution whenever everything is converted to video because video pins can be extremely successful on the platform. But we were upset with the big change whenever for 3 years we were told idea pins, idea pins, idea pins. Those were the packages I even offered my clients. They were exclusive idea pin packages because it was just all Pinterest talked about for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Glad that helped, Janet. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on from idea pins. I have a whole video. I'll post a link. And if you guys want to know like everything, I have it in that video. So we have a question here. What should my strategy be for traffic growth with these updates? Yeah. So any thoughts on, okay, so idea pins are out. What's in? Other than, of course, we just said you're going to post consistently. You're going to do your SEO research. You're going to create content at the right time. Y'all know I'm all about seasonal content. I'm telling you, seasonal content boosts your account like nothing else. Like it is like the secret sauce. You're going to just make sure your profile is optimized. You're going to consistently create that content. You're going to create video pins and image pins. What else you got for them, Kayla?
I would actually just pause and ask, let us know in the comments if you feel confident with optimizing your pins, because we say about that, we talk about that all the time. If you're not optimizing your pins, they will not show up in search results. So let us know if you feel confident. And if not, we'll go deeper into what that means. But you're nailing it, Natalie. I mean, I don't think that things have changed that much with the updates with idea pins to what has always worked. Quality content. And I guess I would also add, since the platform is so saturated at this point, we have there are just millions of pins. I would also say to try to be cautious with your use of stock photos. I'm finding that I see the same stock photos over and over, like hundreds of them over, and just published by themselves a lot of the times. Like, they don't have text. You need to contextualize. So if you have a nice picture of a woman working at a desk on her laptop, you need to say top headshot ideas for entrepreneurs, best laptop to work remotely. You need to tell us what it's about. And I know I feel it feels very saturated to me lately.
Yeah, 100%. This is why I use paid stock now. I don't use I haven't used images from Unsplash in the longest time, because I do find that everybody is using them. So if you've got a phone, just take some photos, take videos, especially if you're in like home decor, food, travel, lifestyle, beauty, like those type of niches that easily, even fitness, like easily lend to your own images. Just create them, right? We all have like powerful cameras and video cameras with our phones. Like, this is all you need. So we really don't have any excuse other than getting over the mental hurdle of, oh my gosh, I have to take my own images. But once you do,
I would also add that, oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's it.
I would also add that just text on an image, on like a graphic, can be really powerful. That's almost all I'm doing in 2023 for my own account is large text images. And I'm seeing the saves be higher than they've been in the past. I personally am seeing really good results with that. It's going to depend on your niche. But that has been a bit of a revolution for me, making pins. Yeah, these are super simple. This is an unbelievably simple Canva template. Every month I have a new template. So I make a new template for every month. And then I publish.
I love that we basically are using the same branding colors right now. Like, this is my yellow, my red, and my blue. I love it.
I didn't copy you. But
I know. I didn't say you did. I just think it's hilarious.
But yeah. Oh, and I change my colors as well. I'm pretty loosey-goosey with my branding, but I like the red and yellow. So every month I change and have something new. And here you can see I did use images for some of these, but it does not always have to be reliant.
Yeah. I love it. So design new pins. I think that's also an issue that I see. Like, for example, Shek, you said that you've published how many pins and you're not seeing any growth. So I'm saying that, if this is happening to you, if you've been consistently posting and you're not seeing growth, then it's like, what's wrong? Okay. Am I targeting the wrong keywords? Can I make my content better? Am I not, are my pin templates not working? Do I need to like design new pins? Like, these are questions that I constantly ask myself. Whichever pin template that I'm using that is performing the worst, I stop using it and I design a new one. So you have to be willing to keep trying new things until it works. So like, I wouldn't publish like 100 pins that look exactly the same in the same template if it's not working, right? So be a little flexible in that sense, try to change it up, Okay, so we have some comments about optimization, and then let's get to the pre-submitted question. So how do you optimize pins? Would love for you to go deeper into optimization. Do you want to take it or should I start?
You can start and I'll jump in.
All right, so what are we talking about when we're talking about optimization? So just like when we create any content, I would say the cornerstone is having the right keyword phrase. So what is a keyword phrase, right? So when we're targeting a search query, so essentially, say for example, Kayla is looking for best travel tips for Mexico City, right? She's going to search like travel tips for Mexico City, for example. That could be the keyword phrase. So I'm making sure that even if she's searching in Google, YouTube, Pinterest, wherever she's searching for my content, if it's a podcast episode, that keyword phrase is front and center in any content that I create. So we're talking about on-site SEO, but also our Pinterest SEO. So I'm making sure that the content, if it's a video, if it's a podcast, if it's a blog post, whatever it is, that keyword is all over it, right? In our title, throughout the post, in our subheadings, on our images, in our metadata, in the alt text of our images. Like we are putting that everywhere. And you can Google how to SEO a blog post or a video or a podcast episode. But let's dive more deeply into Pinterest. And maybe I can bring up one of your pins, Kayla, as an example. But for just starters, like, okay, we found that keyword phrase. And I would even add in the element of let's make sure we're creating that content at the right time of year. So when are people most likely to go to Mexico City? Probably, in the summer months or in the winter. Our winter, when it's cold up in, North America, people want to go south. So maybe I'm going to time it around then. That's more likely to hit if you're creating the content to meet the search volume when somebody is looking for it. And the easiest examples are like looking at the holidays. Are you creating a holiday gift list? Okay, when should we have that published? When people are shopping, right? That's when we want to have this content out. So you found your keyword, and then you can take it the rest of the way, Kayla, telling us, where we're going to put that keyword. Should I bring up any pin, or do you have one in mind?
Yeah, feel free to bring up any pin. And just to roll with the Mexico City example really quickly, I just opened up Pinterest on my phone and I typed in Mexico City, and these are all keywords. This is where we're getting these keywords. So you're getting them from Pinterest. Pinterest is telling you what people are searching, and this changes based on current demand. So these are the top searches for Mexico City right now. And what you're going to do is take all of these relevant there you go. You're going to take every relevant keyword, and then you're going to put that into a complete sentence in your pin description. So I would write a pin description like this. I've written just tens of thousands. So have you, Natalie. I feel like I can literally do this.
I'll type it in a comment and put it up on the screen. So go.
Okay. The title would be Mexico City. Let's say this is like things to do. Mexico City itinerary ideas. That would be an easy title. You could also do a title, Mexico City, things to do in Mexico City. There's no, it's not right and wrong because people will use a varied, field of language. All right. And then pin description, looking for the best things to do in Mexico City is super fun with these itinerary ideas, whether you're looking for budget,
looking for the best things to do in Mexico City. Sorry, you cut out.
Oh, sorry. Looking for the best things to do in Mexico City. Use this Mexico City travel itinerary for ideas of where to eat, places to stay. These are always the keywords and things to do. Yeah. And then I would add whether you're looking for budget travel, luxury travel, couple travel ideas. This itinerary for Mexico City has something for everyone. And then visit now at my blog. Always put your name. So if this was my website, I would say read now on Writing from Nowhere. You always want to optimize the description for your own name as well.
Something like this. I think I missed a few words, but
yeah. So look, best things to do in Mexico City, keyword Mexico City travel itinerary, ideas, where to eat, places to stay, things to do, budget travel, couple travel ideas, travel blog. So that's 9 keywords. And what I see far too often is people who are putting they're using very cryptic language. I all the tights in the world, looking for the best tights, and I think that these are really going to rock your world. And this was a Lululemon tights review. And all I needed to say was Lululemon tights review. That's what we wanted to know. If I'm looking for a review of Lululemon tights, then that's what I would type into search. And I think that you can't publish a description without asking yourself, if I wanted this information, what would I say?
Yeah.
And just another quick example, maybe I'm going on too long about this. This is one of
No.
my personal Pinterest vendettas. Don't be cute. Like if you mocktail recipe writer and you have alcohol-free drinks, don't say mama juice, baby shower approved sippies. Don't be funny or cutesy. Say non-alcoholic, mocktail, sober. Those are the words people use.
So can we also talk about details and then topic tags, right? So say it is this post on Mexico City. What are we putting, which we're putting in our description, right? What are we doing for notes? Are we listing maybe top, like just off the top of my head, I could put like a list of restaurants to go to or sites to see. Like what would you put in the notes section, if anything?
I would include the headlines. I would probably copy and paste all the heads. So the whatever cenote and this restaurant and this square.
Sorry, keep going.
I would just take all of those, what I assume are going to be headings in the blog post, all those big topics. I would put those in the notes.
You're basically previewing your post here, and you can do that. It's like bullet points, right? So
exactly.
Like restaurants. Best hotels, weekend getaways, whatever, day trips from CDMX, right? Like I would also, if the place or the thing you're talking about has like a nickname or another name, just like include that. So for example, Mexico City is CDMX. So like I would also include that in this fake post. And another thing is topic tags. So if we can think of topic tags as anything, they're kind of like hashtags for Pinterest. Don't use actual hashtags. You would click and just search for them. So I'm going to search for Mexico. Oh, look, Mexico City. And then you type again, and I saw Mexico destinations. And I'm going to say, travel, because I know there's like is there a travel itinerary template? Sure, that works. Maybe I'll do like Latin America. I don't know. Just brainstorm, see what comes up. Is there a city guide? Yep, I just saw it. Right? Travel ideas or travel hacks. I don't know. Sure, whatever. There you go. So just the key here, and also you're going to choose a board that makes the most sense for your content in terms of helping Pinterest to understand what your content is about. Don't save it to, like Kayla said, a cute name board, like, oh, things I love, or I don't know, whatever. What is it? What is it specifically? Mexico travel guides, I would go with that.
And you can't save it to your board, like a board name that's your blog, because that used to be the way, and people are following too much really old recommendations, where it used to be that you always save to your, like, writing from nowhere, my brand. I saved there first, but that practice probably died in 2019 or 2020, and people still forever. No, forever, because it just doesn't help Pinterest understand your content. You need to contextualize.
And that's it. The best practice for optimizing your content for SEO. And obviously you would design a graphic that has literally your main keyword phrase on the graphic, right? So this is not a great example. This is one of my random pins, but you want to make sure, like, this is for college graduate quotes. So make sure that whatever your keyword is, put it on the image, because Pinterest can read that. All right. So, and that the image makes sense. So if you have an image of Mexico City, I would use that. And I would just say best practice for SEO is like check every box. Like if you can add notes and make sure it's keyword optimized. If you can add topic tags, add topic tags. Make sure you choose the ones that make sense, like do it all. And it might seem like a lot, but I promise it gets easier.
Yeah. You speed up and you can write these descriptions in your sleep before long.
Right? Yes, there will be a replay. Don't worry. Okay, so what are your thoughts on, hey, Caffeine and Conquer? What are your thoughts on the flexible aspect ratios? On accounts I know that have switched over, they have multiple aspect ratio options and vertical/horizontal.
I find that long pins do better on some accounts. I find that it's good to experiment and see what works best for your specific content. I don't know why. Longer pins on my website do better, but they don't always do better for clients.
I would say that for me, the one reason why I say we always want to do longer is that simple fact that most people are on their phones, and a longer pin is just going to take up more space, which increases the chance of somebody clicking on your image. Like, can you imagine a little horizontal image? It would be half of this. And like, to click on it, I don't know. I just maximize, your space and your click potential. That's just how I see it. And that's why I've always created longer images. And we are going to also, look to Pinterest's very own best practices, and they do say longer pins. I know that's like sometimes like for product images, they're most likely square. Okay, that's fine. But like you can still design longer pins, and like Kayla said, experiment. Like we know what in general works best. Like all the SEO optimization, okay, that is for everyone. But in terms of like the minutia of it, the what is more likely going to hit for me, you have to do the work and figure that out. You have to be willing to sit there and to analyze and to see, okay, did this work? Did this not work? Okay, it didn't work. I'm going to stop doing that. This worked. I'll do this 3 times as much. That's literally what it comes down to. Okay. And she just said, I'm curious how it will all play out. Yeah, we'll all have to keep an eye on that. We have this is helpful. Thank you both. You're so welcome. Can we get to some of those other questions, Kayla?
Which other questions?
The pre-submitted ones. So let me just pull it up.
I want to say that no one teaches account audits like Nadalie in her course, Pinterest Popular. So I have taken Natalie's whole course. And
she also I've taken my beautiful workbooks. Shout outs to you.
I couldn't remember if we shared that publicly. I made the workbooks of the course, which means that I have spent more time with that course than Nadalie because I had to watch every video like 8 times. Truly, it was so depth.
She heard my voice in her sleep.
I did for a while. But the audit process that you teach is something that other courses, like I've probably taken 5 Pinterest courses, highly recommended Pinterest courses. They don't talk about it. They're like, see what does well. And you have like 7 hours of videos showing exactly how do you know it does well. Cut this, add that, tweak that, look here, look there, look there, look there. You have so many options for looking at how content performs. I honestly think that if people feel unsure of how to audit, it is worth it to buy your course just for the audit segment. I'm not selling I don't make any money from this, obviously, but I feel like the world needs to know that there is so much more to auditing your account than just like looking at that little analytics section in Pinterest analytics. And your checklist is worth, you could sell that to anyone. You could sell that to Pinterest managers. Truly, it goes so much deeper than anything. Like I take everything else on the internet on this topic, and Natalie's goes deeper than all of it put together.
You're so sweet. But honestly, this is how I keep my account. That's how my traffic has gone up by 200%. Like I'm constantly asking myself, what is not working? Okay, let's stop. And what is working? And you have to be unafraid of that. Like, do not be afraid of changes, And especially with the idea pins dying, guess what? That's just saving you time. Like, it's like easier now, right? Like, I try to look at it that way. Okay, so let me just grab this first question here. So we have, with all the changes happening across the board on social, what would you say were the most important things to do / habits to build from now on for a successfully / converting Pinterest account? I'll just paste that here so we can all see the question. Thoughts on this one?
Consistency is going to be the obvious but really important topic.
Mm-hmm.
like if whoever asked that question is listening now and wants to grow their Pinterest, I would say make a plan to publish 1 pin a day for the rest of the year.
At least
one. And I could tell you the process that I do for that. I mean, if anyone's interested in going more into the minutia of how you actually look at your content and make a plan for that. But that is what I would do right now. And tell yourself whether or not you're not going to stop halfway. If you don't see followers growing, you're not going to quit in August because stats are low. It's called the summer slump. People are online less in the summer. Just committing and deciding. Spend 2 days a month getting all your content lined up.
Yeah, I love that. And like for me, I recently just started creating short form videos, and I'm like, I'm not looking at how fast I gain followers. I have 2 followers on TikTok right now. Do I care? Nope. Why? I'm just creating videos. And then I'm going to look at all the data and I'll be able to see, okay, these were the types that did best, these types of topics, maybe the green screen ones. But unless you have that data, there's no way for you to scale it. And the only way to get to that is to start. Are you my 3rd follower? Oh, man.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
It's fine. It's fine. It'll get there. I'm not concerned. Okay, so we have another question here. So I have idea about Pinterest, but again, I want to learn about it from scratch. Can you provide me with a complete outline where I should get started from basic to advanced techniques to rank pins, outbound clicks, etc.?
Pinterest popular.
By my course, by Nadalie's course. Yeah, which I'm going to.
It is the complete outline.
I am actually on a mission right now to update the entire thing because lots of things have been updated. So it's that time again to update the course. But yeah, I would honestly say just get a course. Like choose somebody you trust and follow their advice.
Just notice that my camera is mirrored.
Yeah. So
okay.
Choose someone you trust and follow their advice from start to finish. And I also have a whole bunch of free videos on this channel about how to rank your pins, how to get more outbound clicks. So that is my answer. I know it might not be the one you want, but a complete outline from start to finish is a course, right?
Yeah,
I'd say so. Okay. Here's a really great question. And this person had posted, I can still create idea pins. Should I still create them? Right? So that's the first question. Should I still create idea pins? What do you think?
I think that you might as well just make video pins at this point because that's where it's going. So make it and optimize it, publish it, schedule it the same way, but it's just going to happen anyway.
You might as well accept it now. So even if your account has not been updated, just like, my account, I can still have the option to create idea pins. Yeah, and I like my answer to her was like, if idea pins is this really stressful, huge thing for you and it takes up a lot of your time, then stop. But, if creating those multi-slide pins that, do get sewn together isn't challenging for you, then keep going, but like simplify it, if, another great thing I think about this update that is to our betterment is that if you are a person who has short form videos that like you're putting on TikTok, you're putting on Instagram, now, no problem. It's just one video. You don't have to like parse it up like before. And this is a follow-up question from the same person. So to confirm, are we supposed to just post static pins and not videos? I'm hearing different things from different creators.
I think it should be said that there's never anything wrong with posting diverse types of content. If anything, it's good, but your account would never be like anyone who tells you don't post video pins. I would like to know
why.
I think that's like there's a lot of BS advice, and I don't know if that's what this is, but that to me sounds like.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think this also, in a way, connects to the question earlier about like How do we grow now in line of like the changes that are happening across platforms, like in terms of social media? And one change that is here and not going away is video. You know, video content is, if anything, going to proliferate. It's not going to go away. Video content is not going anywhere. So it only makes sense to create video content, you know? Hence, here we are live on YouTube. All right, we got one more question here, a pre-submitted one. Is pinning new different pin for same URL on different boards spammy? Yes. Do not do that. Create a pin and save it to the best possible board, then move on and create another pin. If you have multiple pins that are linking to the same page, wait 7 days or ideally 8 days so you can pin it again on a different day to see at the end of 7 consecutive pinnings of the same link, what is the best time to pin this content, right? So do not pin the same link over and over again. Do not pin the same pin over and over again. Do not pin to the same board over and over again. Don't do the same thing over and over again is essentially the answer to any question. How many pins would you recommend to make for 500K outbound for 100 posts? I get around 200K maintaining there, but not increasing. So desperate to get in Mediavine. Thoughts on this one?
What you need to increase is that number of posts, because 100 posts is not a lot of blog content. I know nobody wants to hear that, but it's not.
You know where I'm at right now? And can 600. Am I? Oh my God, I wish. Oh my God, I wish. But I'm so close. So close to. I'm one post away from 500.
Yeah. Yep. That is the way to go. Yeah, more content. Because also you can't just keep pinning the same links forever on Pinterest. Pinterest wants to see that you're bringing new content onto the platform. Those pins decrease. They kind of like, if you make one pin, like 100 pins for one URL, those decrease in like potency over time.
100%.
So I would spend time focusing and then be really active pinning the new stuff.
For sure. Yeah. Honestly, life on Mediavine is great. So in case anybody doesn't know, Mediavine is an ad network. So essentially, once you hit their required number of unique visitors per month, which I believe is 50K, 50K visits in a single month, then you can apply to an ad network and they put ads on your site. And then you just get paid when people see your ads. It's amazing. I love it. It is keeping me going. Fueling the life of travel, that passive income. Okay, with physical items you make, how can you make new posts? So this, I assume you make stickers. Stickers, Kayla, stickers.
We've been talking about stickers.
A side hustle with me. That's all we'll say about it for now. But
I used to run a sticker account actually for a client, and we just made a lot of like mock-ups and pictures of like stock photos with a laptop where you're putting the sticker on the laptop. That sort of content is what did best for us. And what I would say for stickers is look, maybe, I don't know if you want to pull up an example of this, Natalie, but look at the ranking.
Already on it.
Look at the ranking pins and see what's ranking, because maybe you could do like travel to get like a specific example, not to backseat drive here.
That's fine. I'll be more specific.
Travel stickers. So we are going to instantly see a theme and how these stickers look. So look at these. These are almost identical. It's a collage with a white background. That's the kind of content you need to be creating if you want to hit rank in this search.
Like the sticker sheet.
Yes. And then if you did like travel stickers, I was thinking the same thing. You're going to see, look at how similar. Okay, so we're seeing some close-up images of the stickers. You should be really leaning into this with your content. It's more, this is important for all searches, but this is really huge in e-com.
Oh, so cute.
Aww. There are such clear themes here. Mostly light colors. And never look at the ads because they paid to be there. They don't count.
Or like the solo sticker on a table or white background or someone holding it. Like I'm seeing that a lot.
Yeah. So this is called, or what I always refer to this as, is like the visual ranking factor. And if you type in any search on Pinterest, you are going to see immediate themes. Like I always use the example like veggie or vegetarian chili or Amsterdam travel. It looks, they all look at this.
It's like the exact same soup.
And it's not just that it's a picture of soup, it's the type of picture it is. It's the words, it's the color palette. These all match. And Pinterest is using visual features like the text and the color rank these pins as in addition to the optimization on the pins. I have an article on this. I don't know if you have a video, Natalie.
But look at this. The top ranking ones, they're almost all collage pins, like for Barcelona. That's really interesting.
Yeah, look how similar these all look.
Multi-image pins are all doing mostly the best.
Pinterest marketing tips is also big text, pink and white backgrounds. This is why all my pins look like this now. Okay, there's some variation, but these all
look really similar.
Very similar. And if you go on Google and search anything, it looks hideous because Google is not aesthetic. It's like study tips. That's another one. You keep doing these if you don't want, but study tips on Google versus Google image versus study tips on Pinterest. It's very clear the visual themes.
Oh, I hate when that happens. Sometimes like you like literally click on it and nothing happens. Pinterest, fix your ish. Anywho, y'all get the idea, right? Earlier, Kayla mentioned how she did a year's worth of content at what time or something like that, or if we wanted to know more to let her know. Do you have a post or anything we can link to? Just we're almost at the hour mark, or we are at the hour mark, so unless tell us quickly.
Okay, I'll give you in 30 seconds. I don't have a post, but and you need to work in new content to this well, but if you have 31 URLs on a specific topic on your website, then you can number those 1 to 31. And on the 3rd of the month, you always publish a new pin to this URL. And then on the 12th, you don't have to think about your content. It's already decided by the numbers and they're already spaced out. So yes, you're content, but you're repinning it 12 times a year. It's not overusing the URLs, and you need to pin it to a new board every time. So at the beginning of the year, I make 12 new boards, all keyword names of the board, like Pinterest marketing ideas for business. And then I write a board description. And then I just decide at the beginning of the year that on the 1st of the month, it's like my SEO blog post, Pinterest SEO. And then I just list out the boards. In January, it'll go to this board, and Feb. And then I literally have a spreadsheet of 1 through 31 of all the different URLs, and then 1 to 12 of what board they'll be pinned to every month. And then per quarter, I write the descriptions. So I sit down and I write 3 different descriptions for the Pinterest URL, Pinterest SEO blog post. I write them all at once just to get it out of the way. And then once a month, or maybe every 2 or 3 months, it depends on my schedule, I make all the pins, and they all match every month. It's a little bit of a different design. Well, it's a different design every month. And I always change up the text a tiny bit. I'm not saying like Pinterest SEO guide 12 times. I'm saying it different ways. And I make it all at once. I schedule it all at once, and that's my whole year's worth of content. And as I publish new content, I work it in, but that guarantees I have 1 pin a day targeting my specific audience and one topic. It's branded, unified. It's just that cooks in consistency. I hope that was fast.
And if you're using a scheduler like Tailwind, you can schedule for months at a time.
Yeah. Yes, I use Tailwind. I didn't use to, but I do it to batch my content more.
You're welcome, Kayla, for that one. I was like, use Tailwind. Okay.
And if you want to see how that looks, you can come see my account. It's Pinterest writing from nowhere.
I'll post a link.
Yeah, and you can literally just scroll through and see the months change. You can see the new pin design.
Awesome. Okay, and we have one last question, and then we're gonna go. But clearly, you have to come back because the people love you. It can't be a year again. So I make 3 pins a day, and I have 100 blog posts. So that's not really a strategy. That's just more of a fact or a stat, right?
To learn more about this strategy, I would want to know what boards are you pinning to, the keywords, like how often are you pinning from the same URL?
New blog posts, like tell us
With
more.
100 posts, you have enough content. So the question is, does it look the part? Is it attracting viewers? And is it optimized to be in front of them in the first place?
Yeah. Like, so this just one thing I'll say, and then we'll wrap up is when we talk about what is a strategy, okay? So just creating pins or just having content and posting on Pinterest is not a strategy. So to me, a strategy would be, okay, I have a seasonal content strategy where I am targeting seasonal keywords 90 days out. That's a strategy. Or maybe I am doing I'm trying to, I'm doing a trend-based strategy in terms of like, I'm looking at what the new trends are and I'm creating content and pins that are targeting that audience. Or maybe I am, like these are like, to me, like you need a sort of specific way to go about it. Can you think of another strategy, Kayla, for example?
No, sorry.
That's okay. Another
My brain
example.
turned off at the end.
It's fine. Another example would be, for example, that you are targeting audiences. So maybe I'm checking audience insights for what is the top ranking that content or type of content that my audience has an affinity for. And I'm going to then target these keywords. So it has to be more than just I'm making pins and pinning this much times a day. Like you want to be strategic about it. Or another approach would be an attempt like a viral content creation strategy that is based on, okay, this is my top content. These are my top pin designs. And this, like, if I consistently go at this strategy of trying to go viral, it will. Like, that's to me, like, those are the main types of strategies that we can get. So I just want you to think a little bit more, how can I grow my account? Not just how can I be consistent? Because you posting 3 times a day for your 100 posts, that's just consistency, baby. That's like baseline, right? So think a little bit more in terms of how can I get a massive spike of growth. And the choice I would say is like choose seasonal content, because that has worked for me month after month after month. Like if you target the right keywords at the right time, you will grow your traffic. So that's my last little rant. I hope that's helpful. You all have been so amazing. Like, hasn't this been fun being live? Yay!
It's so fun. I love all the questions and snapbacks at Pinterest with their changes.
Oh man, good times. So yeah, be sure, tell us a little bit about you, Kayla, and how we can connect with you and what we should know,
I would love to connect with everyone on Pinterest, writing from nowhere. And here's my website. And if you're interested at all in like the Pinterest SEO or looking into that, I sell templates for pin descriptions that help you optimize your content like a Pinterest manager. So here's my shop. I need to take the idea pins down. But yeah, they're at the bottom there. Idea pin templates, RIP. Anyway, yeah, I would love to help anyone that I can. So I'm not taking on new clients right now. I'm writing for other publications about Pinterest. So I write for GoDaddy and a couple other, actually just signed a contract with HubSpot as well. So I'm focusing more on talking about Pinterest and making products than taking on individual accounts. But I'd love to help anyway.
Love that. So thanks so much, Kayla. It was really fun having you all see inside like the little conversation. No, they're not little. Okay, we have long calls where we're literally like, okay, Pinterest, what are you doing? What is working? What is happening here? So this was really fun. So somebody, just quick question. I have noticed at the moment when I post an idea pin, it states pin will expire in 30 days. Do you know what that means?
That's just the draft of the pin. That's not the pin itself. You still need to publish that pin.
So for example, here, I'll just show you. If you have a pin in draft, so you can now save pins inside this draft folder. So you can see 30 days until expiration. That's because I just uploaded this. But this one has 21 days because I uploaded it 21 days ago. So that just means that you just need to actually schedule it or publish it.
Yes.
And it will go, and then it doesn't expire. It's just your draft that expires. Pinterest just doesn't want to have an infinite amount of files on their servers, right?
And those are going to go away soon, like within the next 30 days. So definitely publish those drafts because idea pins disappear completely June 20th. For some people, they're disappearing sooner. So get those, make some time today or tomorrow to get those out of drafts, schedule them, and then you won't lose your work there.
Oh, yes, because that entire panel is going to go away.
Yeah,
unless they're on your profile. Then they're safe. So get them out of draft, hit publish. And one weird thing about drafts, the drafts you have on desktop are not the same as the drafts you have in the app. So they're not transferable. So you can't like start a pin on desktop and then publish it from mobile. They're completely different drafts. Makes no sense, but whatever. It's Pinterest.
Classic Pinterest.
Classic Pinterest. Okay, y'all, we need to go. This has been fun. Kayla, I release you. This has been amazing. If anyone has more questions, be sure to post them in the comments down below. We're going to keep an eye out. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I've got free weekly content coming your way. I'm your Pinterest coach. This is fun. I love Pinterest. Despite all the bumps in the road, it's a great road trip. All right. That's what I firmly believe. It's worth it.
Preach. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for asking questions.
Bye. You're so welcome. Thanks.